Jig action would be fun. Wow, seriously? I hope it's not cursed the first cast. Oh, that feels good. Alrighty guys, good morning. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. We are back at Lake Berryessa. If you watched the last video, we came back to Lake Berryessa. Opened, a few days prior, and it was tough. Surprisingly, our theory confirmed once again. A lake that does not have fishing pressure for months. When reopened, didn't really matter. Bite was really tough. We're back here at a totally different launch. Never been to this launch before, and the reason I am launching here is because the last time we were here, the one big thing that was different was the extremely low water level. Water was down probably a good 10 feet or so. My theory, when the water drops, and especially right now during the fall, I want to fish some steeper stuff, some areas with more coves, steep drop-offs, canyons, and I think that might be a better outcome, hopefully fishing-wise, compared to where we typically fish. We'll launch the boat, we'll put a full day out on the water. I've got 8 rods with me, shows how dialed I am. Hopefully it's a good day of fishing. Today we'll see what our best 5 are CPR-wise, see what we can get together for a bag, and yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, jamming to a spot I saw on the map that looks good. It just looks like it has a lot to offer. Multiple creek arms coming into it, intersecting, some canyons nearby. I apologize, I said I was going to measure the best 5 today. That's going to be tough when you don't have a board. So we'll just go back to the old-fashioned way and weigh our best 5. I've fished this lake a handful of times, and I probably have never broken 16, 17 pounds in a day. And I'd say on average, when I come out here and fish, it's like a 10 to 12 pound limit. Not very good, not too bad, but we'll see what we can crack today. Not prepared today. First little spot we pulled up to, that looks very jig-like. Super jig-like. Cool if we got out a jig bite today. Haven't had a good jig bite in a minute. 8 rods today, bunch of baits. Probably just be drop shotting all day at the end of things. Wow, seriously? I hope it's not cursed the first cast. Oh, dude. Hello. All right, that's actually not a half bad spot, and apparently there's a few more down there. Oh, gotta weigh them. Committed to the challenge. There are a bunch of them down there. Zeroed. 1 pound 8 ounces. 1/8. Little spotted belly shirt. 1/8. Let's get back down there. Dude, there's a lot of fish right there. But we know spots. They can be there 1 second and gone the next. I wonder. Bet you the A-rig will work. I have a suspicion. Sweet. It's my only A-rig. That could be it. Yeah. Now we're on. Alright, we knew we'd catch him on a drop shot. Feels micro though. Or it is a spot. It's a hot dog. Not even gonna weigh him. It's been the confidence bait of choice lately. Little Hazadong shad. Let's go back to the jig. Theory is we probably will get fewer bites on the jig, but there'll probably be more quality bites, I'd imagine. There we go. Or not. Oh, there we go, finally. Maybe the jig will get the better ones. They always feel big though on the jig set hook sets. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Don't jump, dude. There we go. It's definitely a one we got away. Get back down there, maybe. Maybe they're doing what they did at Comanche. When I catch one, they all go kind of nuts. I think that's what they're doing. Scaled, zeroed. 114. Okay, 114. Largie. Probably get the slam today if we get that smallmouth. You guys knew this was coming out. I'm telling you, one of these days we're just going to get lucky and we're going to catch one on the depths 250. One of these days. I didn't get any followers, really. That's okay. I keep randomly throwing this, and one day I'll connect, and then I'll just start gaining confidence. Just like every other bait I've kind of learned along the way, you know? You don't really start fishing it more until you catch one on it or two, and I think that's just what it's going to take, is a bite or two, and then I'll start fishing it more and just putting the odds in my favor. But that day is yet to come. Okay. Guess I should have slowed down. It's about time. Goodness gracious. Let's look at a better one. Right in the bite. Another spot. Not a bad spot. Oh, just spit up a bunch of shad too. These would be good kayak bass. Pretty long. Alright, number 3. I'd say the bite's better than the other spot we launched at last week, but it's still kind of tough, unless I'm just getting the bait wrong. But we've experimented with a lot of baits. 1.6. Yeah, jig is the only thing I can really get bit on. Hopping it a little bit. I mean, I've tried spooning, I've tried a little blade bait, but nothing. Oh, that was a bite. Pulled my pants down a little. Jeez. Just pecking at it. Why are you guys just pecking at it? I mean, what would you guys throw right now in this situation? These fish are loaded up here, 10 to 15 foot of water. I don't know. All right, so if those bass were just pecking at the jig, they have to bite a Ned rig. They just have to. It's truly amazing to me. There we go. Okay, maybe a drop shot. Feels like a largemouth. You know, it's kind of fighting weird. Oh, it actually has some weight on it though. Oh, it felt like a largemouth. It's got some serious weight to it for its length. 1.7. Maybe need to drop shot a little more. I think that's 4 at least. Go-to confidence bait when it's slow. A little shadworm. Spice it up just a little bit more now. I think I figured him out. It's a dead stick and a drop shot. Yeah, it's not a bad one. Oh, there's a jig fish. Got a jig fish finally. There we go. Oh, fatty. Number 5. 1.5 pounds. 1.3. steep point, rocks, trees. I'm sure they extend into the water. This is like too good to be true right here. We'll probably catch 1 or 2 on the jig and then it'll slow down like it's been. That seems to be the case today. Find an area loaded, catch 1 or 2 right off the bat, and then you gotta just grind it out there. We need some wind for sure. Wind, some cloud cover. These are tough conditions to get them to bite in. Just kind of looking for the steepest little points I can. Just hopping a jig is all it takes apparently. Whoa, super strong one. Oh, it's a good one. I think that's a cull fish right there. I think it'll cull. I don't know, these are all kind of the same size, it feels like. 1.7, I think that'll cull. Yeah, spots. 1.7, eh? It's weird, every jig fish kind of seems to be like the same thing. I'll just kind of bounce it. Sometimes I'll even get stuck in a rock and just dislodge it from the rock and they'll smoke it. It's almost like a reaction bite, which is surprising they're not biting the other stuff like the spoon and the blade bait. I mean, we even threw a deep cranker into these rocks. Well, we've been fishing for about 3.5, 4 hours. You know, experimentation, moving spots. It seems as if the puzzle today is, of course, you know, points leading into coves. These fish are obviously grouped up, and the jig and then the drop shot kind of mix and match in the two, but definitely the jig seems to be the bait, the presentation, kind of snapping it, working it off the bottom. At this point of the day, you kind of hopefully have an idea as to what you're going to do or what's going on, and that's, you know, at least for me, that's what's been working, so it's probably what we're going to continue on with for the rest of the day. But it's cool, you can kind of call your shot. Like I just pulled up to the spot because it looked like it should have fish, and what do you know, it has fish. And there's a bite too. Oh, that one came off, dang it. That's the first one that come off, yeah. And that's it. You trick those first couple of fish at the school and the rest are just like, nope, we're not touching that. We're moving, guys. We are moving and covering water. In certain scenarios, I would totally sit on those fish just if they were biting better. I feel like right now I could be just as efficient, if not more efficient, by, you know, just running to different banks, steep points, chunk rock, you know, just cover water. I feel like we'll get just as many bites, if not maybe more bites. The way we've kind of patterned these fish where they're grouped up, we can kind of call our shots just by visually seeing. They don't always do this, but today they seem to be, so we're gonna keep running with it. Heck is that? Yikes. It's probably a little deer carcass, unless it's some kind of sea monster. There we go. Again, hopping it. It's got to be hopping. I don't think that one's gonna call. But it's a bite. I know a lot of you guys are saying I should just be throwing that spoon, but I've thrown the spoon. I've thrown the spoon, the blade bait, the way these fish are eating it. On the jig, you'd think those would work, but for me, they haven't. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it seems to be the jig that I can only get bit on. Plus a drop shot fish here and there. Oh, that feels good. Come on. They always, like I said, they always feel good when you first set into them. Oh, is that net-worthy? Just get a net-worthy fish. Dude, got the slammer. Got the slam, guys. We got a brown one. It's a pretty good brown one too for here. Choked it. I will say, the largemouth, the spots, and the smallmouth has fought the hardest today. 111, not too shabby. All right, we got a little cull action. A little shadworm. There we go. Back her up, back her up. Another spot. You know what? I think that one might cull. That has got a pretty good belly on it. 1.6. Does that cull? Not sure. 1.6. The old shad worm takes starting lineup for drop shots again. That little Hazadong shad we had a little kick with, but now back to the old shad shape worm. Just curious. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Guaranteed that's a good one. I can just tell. We need this fish. We need this big cull. He's definitely dogging me. I can see him all over the graph too. Oh God, it's a big smallie. Jeez, it's not as big as I thought he was, but he's a nice one. Oh man, what's in his mouth? Yeah, look at, there's the bait. Look what's in the back of his throat. And I honestly thought that fish was way bigger. He might call though, you know. Oh dude, that's pretty nasty actually. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna call. 1.3, jeez Louise. It's funny, if this fish got off, I would have been like, yeah, well, it's like a 5-pounder. Another smallmouth though. The old shad worm. I certainly like this little bait. Yeah, it didn't take too long either after switching to the drop shot to get a bite. I may have been fishing that jig a little bit too long. Look at the fish below us. Oh, man, those are some deep fish though. Those are in like almost 50 foot down there. Wow, that's a deep fish. That's a 50-foot fish. Deep fish. I can't talk, but he's in 50 foot. Holy crap. Oh, big one. Dang. That's an actual big one. He's probably not fighting because he's coming up from so deep. Man, largemouth. And that's, okay, so that's why I don't pull on him too hard. Look at the way that fish was hooked right there. I'm not going to pull it out because I don't want to, you know, be a jerk. That's skin hooked right there. And again, 8-pound test. Yeah, it's gonna hold up pretty well, but man, tiny hook on the skin. That's why I loosen my drag so much. That one might call. Seems like he's got a lot more weight to him. 110. 110, we got a cull fish in 50 foot of water. Jeez, it took forever to get down there too. And I said to myself, this is gonna be my one drop. It's gonna take so long. If we don't get bit on this drop, we're not fishing 50 foot anymore. Wow, we're catching them in 50 foot, folks. I think they're all largemouth down there too. Dude, that one will call. Largies weigh a lot more. Choked that too. Shoot, he really choked that thing. Yeah, probably not. How random is this? 50 foot, whatever I guess. Right underneath me too. I can see him on the graph. Some are down in like 60. My goodness gracious. So you wonder why these fish are seemingly biting a lot better than the other fish that were loaded in other places. I think it's just because these fish are so much deeper. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Those other fish were shallow and I think they could sense the boat pretty good. Overextended net. Oh, it's a spot. Guess there's a few different species hanging down there. It's a cull fish. 1.9. Thank you, sir. Oh my goodness. Pays to look at your graph and pay attention, I suppose. Oh, so random. Messing around in 50, go up shallow, one cast. Maybe they're just in this area, I don't know. Feels good. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh no. I feel his mouth is changing. The hook's moving around in the mouth. No. It's doing these weird head shakes. Almost like if the line's caught in the gill or something. Come on up, dude. Oh, I hate it when they do those little quick head shakes. When they always pop off, too. Oh my God. I don't know how this fish is hooked, but it's doing something funky. Maybe it's a catfish. Giant smallmouth. That's why its head was shaking weird. Oh no, it's a huge largemouth. No, it's a giant spot. Oh my God, that's a huge spot. Dude, that's like an amazing kayak bass right there for a tournament. Look how long that thing is. Big fish of the day right there. I think that's actually one of those mean mouths, kind of like a hybrid between a spot and a smallmouth. Dude, that is a nice one. It's like a 19-inch fish right there. 2.5, 2.5 pounds. That's sad. Beautiful fish though. That's a beauty right there. Whew. It's the most consistent area we found all day. The return of the shadworm. It always happens. Went to Comanche, got on a Hazadong little bite, ordered a bunch. They haven't been really working. Now I'm using a bait that I don't have much of. A little shadworm, got to restock. I'll probably order a bunch tonight, and then they'll probably stop biting it. You know how that goes, right? Could be another good one. Can never tell. That's another good one. Another net-worthy fish. It's another long one, you know? I don't know. Gotta weigh this one quick. There's a million of them down there. 1.8. Solid one. I have no clue what those fish are doing over there. They busting? What's going on over there? Dude, they're busting over there. Holy shit. I thought they were like birds or something. I think it's bass over here busting. Right there, right? I think those are bass. Definitely chasing bait. Finally pushing it to the surface though. I think they've been chasing bait all day. It's just finally you can actually see them. Very interesting. Cannot believe this A-rig's not getting smashed. Never mind. Seemed right. Aye, that's the bad thing about the rig is you're gonna mess fish up. Let's get him back in there quick. Hello. You can see him right below me. That's cool. What a mean mouth. Bunch of them right there. Oh man, that one came up and smoked it. Oh, dude, I think they want the A-rig. I think so. Hey, folks, solid day. Oh my goodness gracious. Much better than the other day here. Certainly will take it. Give you guys a quick recap. Well, you saw, I mean, we spent a full 9 hours out on the water today. They were on points, got them on a jig and drop shot. Mainly the jig though, the KAYAK half-ounce finesse jig, green pumpkin, a little rage chunk trailer. That was getting some bites. We were snapping it a few times and that seemed to get them to react, but they were definitely acting funky. At least those fish we found in like 20 foot, they were kind of grouped around those points. I do think if we had a little bit more wind today, maybe some cloud cover, the bite could have been very good, but it just wasn't the case. We were able to catch a few on the jig, the drop shot, tried a bunch of other stuff today that I thought would work in those situations. Nothing really was working. Bounced around, picked up a fish here and there, and then the craziest thing happened is we were just coming back and on our way way, noticed a couple of little blips right on the bottom at 50 foot. Dropped down with the drop shot, took forever by the way, and picked up a few fish in 50 foot, and that kind of led us into that little pocket, into that cove. We saw some fish blowing up, busting on shad. I don't know if it was maybe a time of day type of thing, but they were definitely starting to chase bait fish up to the surface. Got a few on the A-rig, a few more random ones on the drop shot, and like I said, I was gonna keep track of our best 5 weight-wise today. I don't know, we were probably lucky to get 9 pounds today, but either way, numbers, some decent quality today. Yeah, that is today's long day of fishing. As always, thank you guys for coming along, for tuning in. I have no clue where we're going next. Could be here again, could be Clear Lake. Maybe we'll venture back to the Delta. I don't even really know. All right, guys, that's it for today. See you later.